When survival becomes a daily struggle, the concept of being a good person can start to feel like a luxury you can no longer afford. Take the account of a man who had lost everything. He lost his home, he lost his wealth, and lost his status. He was reduced to living under a single tree, stripped of every safety net he once possessed. His entire inventory of resources came down to this: one small packet of bread. It was his final meal. At this level of deprivation, you are left with a binary choice. You can either cling to what remains with everything you have, or you can let go. While he sat there, a woman and her 4 children approached him. They were starving, and it was clear they hadn't eaten in days. Biological instinct dictates that he keep the bread. To survive the night, he needs those calories more than he needs a clean conscience. Instead, he handed the remaining bread over. He chose to ensure their survival while effectively surrendering his own. We often call this generosity, but at this scale, it's a total abandonment of self-interest. It is the act of giving when the math says you have nothing to spare. The weight of this act isn't found in the amount given, but in the depth of the hole it leaves behind for the giver. In return for the bread, the mother gave him a heavily tarnished, dented coin she had found on the ground. To him, it looked like a worthless gesture. It wasn't until he cleaned it that he realized the truth. The coin was a rare antique, worth enough to restore his entire fortune. He later found a message indicating that his period of loss wasn't an accident. It was a test of whether he would still act with kindness even when he was the one in need. The sacrifice he made became a catalyst. By releasing his last resource, he inadvertently cleared the path for his own restoration. Imagine a world where every time you ask for a blessing, your neighbor receives twice as much. A man asks for gold and gets it, but sees his neighbor has 2 piles. His joy is replaced by bitterness because someone else has more. Now, consider the person who understands the rule. He asks for his neighbor to be given a large house, knowing full well the neighbor is struggling. Because the rule is constant, the man who made the request finds himself standing in an even larger home. Looking out for others doesn't just help them, it creates a cycle where your own needs are met as a byproduct of your intentions for someone else. This pattern suggests 2 consistent steps for navigating through hardship. First, establish a direct, honest connection with a higher source of grace. Talk to it like a trusted parent rather than a distant judge. Second, move from thought to action. Kindness only carries weight when it is performed in the physical world. When these 2 elements align, they form a reliable path toward a different kind of life. This isn't just a concept for parables. It is practiced by people living among us today. Consider an 81-year-old cardiologist who has spent his career testing this specific way of living. He has performed 34,000 free heart surgeries. Owning no car or property, he donates his entire salary to cover his patients' medical bills. He possesses no hoarded assets, yet his life is incredibly stable. He is supported and protected by a massive network of people touched by his work. His life demonstrates that wealth isn't what you keep in a vault, it's the value you allow to flow through you to others. Choosing kindness also serves a protective function. It acts as a buffer between you and the negative energy of the world. The next time you encounter someone who is being intentionally hurtful or a situation that feels unfair, remember this man and his coin. Make the conscious decision to drop the hurt. Surrender the need to get even and respond with an act of grace instead. When we let go of our own immediate interests in favor of helping others, we stop fighting against the world and start participating in its restoration.